Find the maximum deflection and rotation with the simply supported Timoshenko beam and the uniformly distributed load, and compare the result with Euler-Bernoulli. Well, the governing equations are the bending stiffness by the curvature is equal to the bending moment, and the shear correction factor by the cross-sectional area by the shear modulus by the negative of the shear angle, which is the bending angle minus the net angle change of the neutral axes, and that's equal to the shear force. Now if we cut this beam at some distance x from the support, so we expose the shear force and bending moment, well, by symmetry the reaction is WL on 2, and therefore taking a vertical sum of forces, we have minus the shear force acting down plus WL on 2 minus WX is 0. And taking a sum of moments about this point, we have positive M being anti-clockwise minus WL on 2 by the lever arm, which is clockwise, then plus WX by the lever arm X on 2. And that's all equal to 0. And now we can substitute for the moment and shear force, so that will be WL on 2x minus WX squared on 2, and WL on 2 minus WX. Now dividing through by EI and integrating this equation, we get WL x squared on 4EI minus WX cubed on 6EI plus a constant of integration. And by symmetry, we know that the bending angle at halfway in the beam is 0, so that gives 0 is WL by L on 2 squared, so that would be WL cubed on 4 by 4, which is 16 EI, and then minus WL on 2 cubed, so 2 cubed is 8 by 6 is 48, and then plus the constant of integration. And 1 on 16 is the same as 3 on 48, and 3 minus 1 is 2, so we get 2 on 48, which is 1 on 24. So therefore C1 is minus WL cubed on 24 EI. And now solving this equation for dV dx, so first we divide through by kappa Ag, so we get WL on 2 kappa Ag minus Wx on kappa Ag. And therefore dV dx, if we put it on this side, it's equal to theta, which is WLx squared on 4EI minus Wx cubed on 6EI, and then minus WL cubed on 24 EI, and that's minus WL on 2 kappa Ag, and then plus Wx on kappa Ag. And now we can integrate this equation to get an expression for the deflection. So that would be WL by x cubed on 12 EI minus Wx to the 4 on 24 EI, then minus WL cubed by x on 24 EI, then minus WLx on 2 kappa Ag, and then plus Wx squared on 2 kappa Ag, plus a constant of integration. And now if we apply the boundary condition that the deflection at the support is 0, the constant of integration is 0. And we know the maximum deflection occurs at midspan, so we substitute L on 2 in this equation. So that would be WL by L cubed over 12 by 2 cubed, which is 96 EI, and then minus WL to the 4 on 24 by 16, which is 384 EI. Then minus WL to the power of 4 on 48 EI minus WL squared on 4 kappa AG, and then plus WL squared on 2 by 4, which is 8 kappa AG. So therefore, if we make some simplifications, this is 4 on 384, and this here is 8 on 384. And 1 on 4 is 2 on 8. So what we get is 4 minus 1 is 3, minus 8 is minus 5 on WL to the 4 on 384 EI. And then minus 2 plus 1 is minus WL squared on 8 kappa AG. And this here is the maximum deflection of the Timoshenko beam. With this component here is the deflection given by the Euler-Bernoulli beam, which doesn't account for shear deformation. Now the maximum rotation occurs at the support, or x equals 0. So therefore, substituting x equals 0, we obtain minus WL cubed on 24 EI. And as we can see, because we got a negative result, that's a negative bending rotation. And if you want the net rotation of the centroid at the support, including shear effects, you substitute x equals 0 in this expression, and what you get is dv dx at x equals 0 is minus WL cubed on 24 EI minus WL on 2 kappa AG. So this is the bending rotation of the Euler-Bernoulli beam, and then minus a shear term, which gives the net rotation of the neutral axes of the Timoshenko beam. And these are our results.